Hi, it's Summer. I also have Markle here. Lately he's been my vlogging buddy. But we would like to welcome you to another reading vlog. I don't know for sure if this one will be a week long because this is the week of Thanksgiving. We're going to be going up to see my parents. So I don't really know how much vlogging and stuff I'll do while we're up there, or even how much reading I'll do when we're there. Also, I'm so sorry for the car noises that are going to be happening in this clip. Travis is taking a nap, so I wanted to be in the farthest room away from him so that I wouldn't wake him up with my filming and stuff. But this room is really close to a busy road, so lots of noise. I'm sure that I already put this on the screen somewhere, but today is Sunday, November 20th. We actually just barely got back from visiting Travis's family in Vegas yesterday, and so today has just been kind of like a chill day. We're gonna be like unpacking. I need to clean the house really bad. But today I also really want to decorate for Christmas. I'm actually decorating later than I thought I would this year. For some reason, I've just had a really hard time getting into like the holiday spirit and stuff. As you saw with Halloween, I usually decorate like a month in advance so that I can get like the most out of the season and like have the decorations up for longer and stuff. And that's how I thought I would be with Christmas too this year, but that's just not how it's turning out. So I decided to help get myself into the Christmas spirit and also have like some holiday content for everybody. I am going to start decorating for Christmas today, and I'm also going to start listening to some of my more Christmassy books that I felt like I was going to wait longer to read, but I'm just gonna start right away because I want to. I think it'll be a really good way to help me feel more festive. And to be honest with you, I don't know what I'm going to be reading in this reading vlog except for the book that I already started. So it's going to be a little bit all over the place, a little bit random, but today I did start the audiobook for Kiss Her Once for Me by Alison Cochrane. But I was really excited to read it, and it happens to be on Scribd, so I started that today, and I'm pretty sure it's a sapphic second chance Christmas romance. I'm kind of going into this one a little bit blind because I really honestly couldn't remember what people were saying it was about when I first heard of it. I just remember thinking that I really wanted to read it. So far with this one, we've really just been thrown into the story, and I kind of was confused by that. I was like, did I accidentally skip ahead a few chapters? But I think that's how it's supposed to be. The book starts out with what I think is a small glimpse of the previous Christmas between these two women, and now we've skipped ahead to December 13th of 2022. It's kind of fun that it's like taking place during this year and stuff. We've been officially introduced to one of the main characters. I already forgot her name. It might be like Ellie or something like that. We've learned that she has kind of a complicated relationship with her mom. Her mom has never really been like an adult mother figure. She's always been like into drugs and alcohol and is like constantly, I guess, asking the main character for money. This character is an illustrator and like an animator, so I already like love that because that's kind of similar-ish to what I do. And she's also really close in age to me, so I feel like I just like her so far as a character. She's in a really bad like financial situation though. I guess that she really needs a promotion at work, or she is going to not be able to afford her apartment anymore. And this whole story is taking place in Portland, Oregon. So this book has all of my buzzwords. It's Pacific Northwest, female romance, second chance romance, which is something that I don't normally love, but I'm starting to like more. It's a Christmas rom-com, and one of the main characters has an artsy type job, so it's sounding like my perfect book so far. I'm not really far enough into the book to have any strong opinions on it, but I am enjoying it so far. So today, while I'm decorating and stuff, I think I would like to keep listening to that. Before I start decorating though, what kind of vlog would this be if I didn't have a haul in the beginning of it? I don't think I had one in my last vlog, but I'm making up for it for this one because I have a lot of really good stuff. Most of it is from this weekend when we were in Vegas because Travis's mom and I always go shopping when we're together, so I got some really good stuff with her. But I'm gonna start with some stuff that I got at the dollar store last week. I got this pink wrapping paper because I just of course need all of the pink incorporated to all of my Christmas stuff. This has actually been really great for like backdrops for things though too. Like I used this for a photo backdrop for my Halloween party a few weeks ago. And I've also used this as like a photo backdrop for some Instagram pictures and stuff like that. So I think this is just gonna become like a staple that I buy when I go to the dollar store now. I just have a million uses for it. So I also got some pink and gold Christmas ornaments there. This might surprise a lot of you, but it has only been like super recently that I've embraced like the pink kind of aesthetic. My Christmas tree for the past few years has just been like white, so I'm slowly incorporating more color into it. I think this is going to be like the first year that I really have like pink Christmas decor, and I'm really happy about it. I got this pink sparkly bottle brush tree. I have a small collection of these going, so this is just going to be added to that. I got these kind of like pinky rose gold garlands to either go on the tree or just kind of to use around the house to make it a little bit more like sparkly and festive. I had these on the ground while we were gone, and my cats got into them. They had a lot of fun with these while we were gone. I also got these smaller pink bottle brush trees with a cute little like candy cane base. I also got these three kind of DIY snow globe Christmas ornaments. I've seen some people do really cute things with these, so I thought that I would give it a go and make a few of my own. I also feel like lately there's always some kind of like crafty or DIY thing in my vlogs, so this will be that for this video. So for the snow globe craft, I got some ribbon and some little jingle bells. I also got some little iridescent plastic snowflakes. I like to use these for wrapping and also to use on the tree and stuff. And then the rest of what I got isn't Christmassy, but it's still kind of fun. I got this pink elastic for making hair scrunchies because I thrifted some fabric a little bit ago that I want to use to make some like giant, really fluffy scrunchies. And it's pink sheer fabric, so I wanted to have pink elastic to go in it. I also got some pink organza bags. I like to use these for like putting crystals in and stuff, especially when I'm giving them to people. And I feel like I run out of them really quick, so got those. I also got this really thick rope because I want to make one of those rainbow macrame wall hangings. Maybe I'll do that in this video too and just have a bunch of crafting footage. I got some notepads because I use these all the time. I like that these ones are like lined and stuff, and they're pink, so I just needed to get them. And then this thing is kind of random. I got some metallic butterfly wall stickers. I thought this would be fun to put on like a notebook or something. Honestly, this was a really impulsive buy, but you can be impulsive when it's the dollar store. I think Markle wants to go out. Markle, come here. All right, this weekend when I was shopping with my mother-in-law, I got these amazing boots. I'm literally obsessed with them. Pink cowgirl boots. Like, are you kidding me? I already wore them. I'm obsessed with them, but I mainly kind of got these because I'm thinking of wearing them to the Harry Styles concert in January. These would literally be so perfect aesthetically, but I'm just worried about the heel being a little bit too much and me being in pain the whole time. But I love these. Even if I don't wear them to the concert, I am just so happy that I have them. And then she actually got me this really cute Christmas puzzle. It's 1,000 pieces, and I told her that I've been kind of wanting to get into puzzles a little bit more because I know a lot of people listen to audiobooks while they do them, and I think that would be really fun. I really enjoy doing puzzles when other people have them out and stuff, but I just never have really thought to have them for myself, like in my own house for some reason. All right, and then I got myself this little tiny candle. I thought that the packaging was adorable. That's what drew me to it in the first place. It's just a little one, so I'm gonna have to use it kind of sparingly so I don't use it in like one day or something. It smells so good. I don't even know what to describe it as. Wild berries, jasmine, and sugared woods. I got this for my mother-in-law because she really liked it while we were there. She knows that I'm getting this for her, but we're spending Christmas with them this year, and so I'm gonna put this out so she'll get it kind of like as a stocking stuffer kind of thing. And then I'm really hoping that my friend Rachel doesn't watch my videos. I really highly doubt that she does, but I got her this as part of her Christmas present because we are both cat moms. We're both cat obsessed, and I thought this was so cute. So yeah, this is gonna be for her. And then I think the rest of this is from Hobby Lobby. I don't have a Hobby Lobby near me, so I like to go when we're in Vegas. They were having a huge sale. I think all of their Christmas stuff was 60% off, so a lot of this was like super discounted. My mother-in-law got me this because she saw it and was like, you absolutely have to have this. And she's right, I'm literally obsessed. Like, how cute is this? She also got us this to go by our garage door so we can put like our keys and stuff on it. I'm dying. Like, I love this so much. I've been wanting something like this from Urban Outfitters for a long time. So I think this is technically part of our like Christmas presents and stuff, but she let me take it home early. Anyway, I love this. Say hi to yourself. I think that I want to try to hang this up today. She also got me this really cute pink Santa ornament. I love this, so cute. And then she got me this. I'm literally dying over it. It is the cutest thing ever. It's one of those pink vintage trees that lights up. I need to put batteries in it, but she has a bigger one of these that's white that was either her mom's or her grandma's. And so we saw these and I was like, that is so cute. And so she's like, well, I'm gonna get it for you and you can think of me whenever you see it. And then I had to get this pink Santa mug. This is the cutest thing ever and it's huge, so I like that. And then I got these little macrame Christmas tree ornaments. I was thinking of making some myself, but it's always just easier to buy them. So I think these will be really cute on my tree. And then I also got these little reindeer ornaments, but I'm gonna use them instead in the snow globe DIY. They're like the perfect size and everything. I was so excited about these. And then these last couple of things are a little bit random, but I got some candles because they were on sale. And then I got these knobs for Travis's nightstand because I wanted some cuter ones for the top drawer. And then I also got this really weird wall hook, but I'm obsessed with it. It's a hand and it hangs like this, so you can put something in the palm and then hang stuff from here. I love this. I kind of think I want to use Rub and Buff on it to make it more like gold. That's everything though. I'm really happy with everything. I got so much stuff, but my battery's about to die, so I'm going to charge it and clean the house, and then hopefully the next time you see me I will be listening to my audiobook while I decorate. Actually, I lied. I have one more thing that I forgot to show you. I got this from Hobby Lobby. It's like to go around the base of your tree instead of having a tree skirt. I just think it's so cute, and hopefully my cats don't just rip it to shreds immediately. Good morning, it is now Monday. Instead of Markle helping me introduce this clip, I have Howell today. Usually by now he's gone back to bed, but he's been my little buddy today. Huh. Yeah. He looks like he hates this, but I promise he loves all the attention. Today when I came out, I luckily did not see too much of the tree destroyed. We decided to not do glass ornaments this year because last year we had a lot of casualties with those. So the plastic ones from the dollar store are honestly perfect. Last night I did forget though that I have these little disco ball ornaments that I got. I got them for Bookstagram honestly because I wanted some disco balls to use in pictures, but they're actually ornaments, so I need to put these on the tree. So I'll do that with you guys after. This clip, actually I'm gonna put it back up here because I just know Howell's gonna try to play with it while I'm trying to film this clip. Oh, Markle's here now too. This is pretty rare for both of them to be out hanging out with me. Cause listen, I lied to you. I said good morning, but it's actually like noon right now. I slept in. I really did not want to wake up. So usually by now, Markle is the one hanging out with me and Howell has gone back to bed. This is actually really cute that they're both hanging out with me. Oh, here's little baby Markle. As you can probably tell by my appearance, today is a very casual day. I don't think I've really said this anywhere like officially yet or anything, but I actually quit my crystal shop job. So I think this is my second week officially not working. It just turned out to be a little bit too good to be true and it was a little bit toxic. So I just decided to be done with it. I'm actually really looking forward to being home and being able to work more on BookTube and Bookstagram and stuff and just focus on book content. Sorry for the framing change, I just had to change my memory card. I was telling you all of the job stuff because now that I'm not working, I've been trying to have more structure to my weeks and stuff. And I've been trying to make Mondays my official like cleaning day. So that's why I look like this. I don't want to get fully ready just to do like chores around the house and stuff. So I made it to chapter 12 of 45 yesterday and I'm enjoying it so much. We're starting to get to the point in the book where like a lot of juicy things are happening, and now that I am like reading about these things, I remember what the book is about and why I added it to my TBR shelf. The main character, Ellie, is literally me. I think one of the only things that we don't have in common is that she's demisexual, but like everything else I'm just like, what? Like even down to the detail of that she loves Avatar: The Last Airbender, I'm like, I guess kind of one of the other only differences that we have is how our social anxiety is, because for her, it's more about like when she hangs out with a group of people, she feels like there's a test that she can't pass of like how to be social and stuff. And for me, it's more about like being embarrassed. But she has social anxiety. Like I love that we have that rep in this book. So I said in the earlier clip that she was working for an animation company, but she actually isn't working there anymore. She got fired from that job, I think like last Christmas. So since then she's just had all of these like smaller in-between jobs that haven't worked out. So currently she's working at a coffee shop. One of her regulars that comes in is actually like the owner of like the building that the coffee shop is in. He ends up kind of like asking her out one night and he ends up telling her that he's had a really bad day because he found out that his grandpa, who recently passed away, left him like $2 million in his will, but the only way that he'll be able to access the money is when he gets married. And Ellie is strapped for cash, so they end up coming to this like agreement that they will get married to each other so that he can access the money, and then she'll get a large portion of it, I think like $200,000. So it's kind of a win-win for both of them. She's not totally in love with the idea because she wants to be with somebody because she loves them, but she's thinking that maybe she could like grow to love this guy. She keeps calling him this like name that is so funny to me. Something along the lines of like a Wall Street bro or something, because he's all about like money and he comes from like a really wealthy family, and she just keeps making fun of that about him in her head. But I think even though he is kind of like a bro, he's like still a good guy and a nice guy. Everything that he complains about though is very like first world problems. So since they're technically engaged now, she is going to spend Christmas with his family at like their cabin or something. I'm just barely to the point where she's kind of meeting everybody in the family for the first time, talking to all of the grandmas and his mom and stuff. And it's actually really sweet to read about because this is kind of one of her first times having like a loving family experience, because she just didn't really have that growing up. So she's just like really happy and kind of enjoying what it feels like to have people care about you around the holidays and stuff. And this isn't spoilers, this is all in the synopsis. She's meeting everybody and they're like, oh, his sister should be here soon. And they start kind of like talking about her a little bit, and she's like, wait a second. This sounds a lot like the girl that I like basically fell in love with last Christmas that things didn't work out with. And it turns out that his sister is the one that she was with last Christmas. This really is just like the most perfect rom-com setup. I also love that in her free time, she has like a webcomic that she illustrates, and it's based off of her life. It's basically just like a visual diary of her life that's online for people to read, and I guess it's pretty popular. So all of her followers know about this relationship that she had with this girl named Jack last Christmas. So throughout the book so far, we get like little entries from her webcomic described to us, and I really love that aspect of this. It's kind of reminding me of like Fangirl a little bit. I know that it probably won't happen, but I would love so much if they like made a graphic novel companion for this story. And I also just like 100% need to see this as a Christmas movie. I just would really love that. But I'm really hoping that this book doesn't do what like every other Christmas movie or like most romantic comedies does, where the main character does this huge like monologue in front of a large group of people, like apologizing for what they've done. Like, just off the top of my head, as far as movies go, The Hating Game did that with a huge monologue. The Holiday, that other Christmas movie that's on Netflix with Nina Dobrev, where she's like on social media and stuff. I think you know the one I'm talking about. I can't remember the name of it though. Anyway, huge monologue in that one too. I really hate it. Anyway, I just think it's like really cheesy and unrealistic, and I really hope that there isn't that kind of a thing in this book. We haven't been able to see Ellie and Jack interact like at the current day Christmas yet, and I'm really excited to see how that kind of happens, but I'm definitely going to keep listening to that today while I'm doing things around the house. Before I get started with cleaning and stuff though, I'm going to hang up these disco ball ornaments with you, and then also I wanted to show you how the knobs on Travis's nightstand turned out, because I don't think I showed that to you yesterday, and they look super cute. It's a few hours later. I've finished all of my chores for the day and stuff. If I'm talking quiet, it's because Travis is taking a nap in the next room and I don't want to wake him up. But I also needed to do an update before Rachel gets here for movie night. I made it to chapter 31 of 45, so I'm getting kind of close to the end. I'm loving this book so much. We have now found out that both Jack and Ellie are Swifties, so there's another thing that I have in common with Ellie. I am judging Jack's favorite album a little bit though, because her favorite album is Lover, and in my opinion, Lover is like one of the weakest albums with some of the best songs on it, don't get me wrong. Death by a Thousand Cuts and Cruel Summer are literally some of my favorite songs, but I don't think that Lover's the best album, and she even kind of admits that in the book, so at least she's kind of self-aware. And Ellie's favorite album is Evermore. I'm more of a folklore girly myself, but I approve of her choice, which also reminds me that I need to talk about Midnights with you. My favorites from the album are Lavender Haze, Maroon, You're on Your Own Kid, Sweet Nothing, Bejeweled, Karma, The Great War, and Would've Could've Should've. So basically just the whole album. Also with Maroon, my friend Rachel that's coming over in a minute for movie night, she just barely got into reading, and so I made her read It Ends With Us. And she's also a Swiftie, so when she listened to Midnights, it was right around the same time that she had just finished It Ends With Us, and she was like, oh my gosh, Maroon is Ryle and Lily's song. And now it's the only thing that I think about when I listen to it, and it's my favorite thing ever. We're getting to some of like the juicy dramatic parts of the book, and I'm here for it. The grandmas in this story are so funny and sassy, and they're pretty much like drunk or high the whole time, and it's very entertaining. I love the two perspectives of last Christmas versus this Christmas, and kind of slowly unraveling what happened last Christmas. This is also just like the perfect book to get you into like the cozy Hollywood? This is also just the perfect thing to get you into like the cozy holiday spirit, so I'm really glad that I'm starting the week with this. They're doing so many like festive activities and stuff, like making cookies, decorating gingerbread houses, going caroling, picking out a Christmas tree, decorating the tree, and then I also just love the characters and am like rooting for them and stuff. We also just really found out another reason why the guy that Ellie's engaged to needs to get this money so badly, and it also kind of just puts Ellie in even more of a tricky situation. And we've also at this point found out why Last Christmas ended so badly. I'm pretty sure that I'll finish it tomorrow because I'm just loving it so much. I think that's going to be my last update for tonight though, but tomorrow I will definitely check in, and we're also probably gonna go thrifting. I just got back from thrifting and I wanted to show you what I got as per usual. It's a tiny haul, but I'm really happy with everything. I really wasn't finding any good books, but I did manage to find The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. I've had this on my TBR for a while without knowing anything about it. I'm pretty sure it's just like a thriller set in the winter. So this is gonna go on my winter TBR. So I pretty much don't know anything about this, but the back says a New Year's reunion in the remote Scottish wilderness. One of these friends is a murderer and one won't make it out alive. And then I found this really cute blouse, and it's actually new with tags from TJ Maxx. And it's from a brand that I like from TJ Maxx, so it's even better. It's this cute flowy pink top, and I love it. It's like floral and has like some gold kind of woven through it. I really like it. This is something that I totally would have tried on at TJ Maxx full price, and I got it for $5. And then I found these shoes. Usually thrifted shoes kind of freak me out a little bit, but I'm starting to kind of come around to it a little bit more, especially ones that look like they've barely even been worn, like these. I have a pair really similar to this that I wore the absolute crap out of a few years ago. So now they're so beat up that I don't really like to wear them anymore, so I have replacements now. And then the last thing is a little tiny picture frame. I actually got this because of a TikTok. I saw that somebody had a bunch of these in different sizes that were gold on their fridge as magnets, and so that's what I'm gonna do with this one. I'm going to spray paint it gold and then put a magnet on the back, and hopefully I can slowly find a few more of these to kind of like add to the front of the fridge. That's my entire thrift haul though, so like I said, very tiny, but I like everything. While I was out, I almost finished my book too. I made it to chapter 42 of 45, so like I am at the very end of the book. Some big stuff just happened and now we're kind of like in the falling action. We also, at least so far, I don't think we will because I'm at the end of the book, but so far we haven't gotten any kind of like monologue speech of any kind, so I'm very happy about that. I love this book so much, like I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be at least like a 4.5 out of 5. So we'll see how the ending affects that, but there are a couple things that are bugging me. I feel like Jacqueline's character has been described as smelling like bread, like literally a million times. If I have to hear Ellie say like she smelled like bread one more time, I'm gonna lose it. And like I get that Jack is a baker, but you can't just smell like bread all the time. Also, Ellie's fear of failure is kind of annoying at this point. I just need her to stop getting in her own way. Also, the way that she just lets her mom walk all over her. I've been trying not to judge her too harshly off of that though, because I understand that family relationships can be really complicated and there's a lot of emotions wrapped up in her relationship with her mom. I think some good things are about to happen though, so I'm excited to see how the book wraps up. I'm definitely going to finish it in the next like hour or so. Okay, so I just finished it, and I do think that my final rating is going to be a 4.5. I know that I've already said it, but like I need this to be a Christmas movie. The queer representation was awesome in this book. I related so much to the main character. I loved the family dynamics. I loved all of the Christmassy things that were happening. I liked it though too because there weren't too many steamy scenes. I feel like lately when I've been reading books, it's a little bit excessive, and it was the perfect amount in this one. Oh, you being my little buddy. There were unfortunately some speech monologue parts. They just had to throw that in there. So really that's one of the main things that's making me say that this is a 4.5 instead of a full 5. I just think that this is such a cute book that so many people will be able to see themselves in and probably find things to relate to in it. Like I loved all of the themes and a lot of the tropes that were in it too. Like there's an isolated only one bed trope. Oh, hello, Markle. I'm trying to film something. It was just a really unique Christmas rom-com and I just loved every minute of it. So yeah, 4.5 out of 5. And now I have no idea what I'm gonna read next, but I do want to pick up another audiobook because I am working on some stuff on my iPad right now, so it would be nice to have something on in the background. I do have another Christmassy audiobook on Scribd. I don't remember the name of it because I've never really heard anybody talk about it. So I feel like I'm gonna turn that one on and give it a try, see how I like it. I feel like I'm still in the mood for like contemporary romance, so I think I'm just gonna keep listening to these types of audiobooks. So yeah, I'll check in when I have an update for you. Hi, it's the next day. It is 2 o'clock right now. So I've gotten a really late start today, which is not good because we are leaving to go up to my parents' house tomorrow and there's a lot that I need to do. I did listen to a little bit more of the audiobook that I started yesterday. I probably already told you all of this, but it's Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison. So far it sounds like it's friends to lovers and it's set at this Christmas tree farm. This woman has a Christmas tree farm that is not doing very well financially, and so she like signs up for this like influencer thing where this really popular social media person is going to like travel to her farm and give it like exposure and stuff. So it'll help bring business to her farm and help her get out of like this financial situation. But she lied on her application and told this influencer chick that she runs the farm with her boyfriend, which she doesn't have. So she's trying to find someone to be her like fill-in boyfriend while this influencer is staying there. The main character happens to be in love with her best friend, so she's going to ask him to be her fake boyfriend. So I guess there's also fake dating in this, which is one of my favorite tropes ever. I also saw someone on Instagram make a reel for like the aesthetic of this book. I'll try to put it up here if I can find it again. I think that I saved it. But the vibes look very cute, so I'm gonna keep pushing through because listen, I'm having a hard time with the audiobook narrator. She sounds a lot older than I imagined the main character to be, and I also don't love some of the voices that she's doing, so it's kind of throwing me off a little bit. But I am going to keep pushing through because the aesthetic video just like made me want to read this even more, so I'm gonna keep trying to read it, but I also am not gonna be too hard on myself if I decide to DNF it. I also have another one of their books saved on Scribd. I don't think it's like a holiday romance though. So if I like this one, I'll probably pick up that other one sometime too. Right now I'm on chapter 5 of 26, so I'm not very far, but I just got to the part where she's going to ask her friend to be her fake boyfriend. I think that I'm going to physically pick up Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree today. Keisha is doing Friendsgiving reading sprints on her channel tonight, so this is what I'm going to pick up. In Liv's video that I just barely watched, she read this book and I think she gave it 5 stars. I already had a feeling that I would love this, but hearing that she loved it just makes me that much more excited to pick this up. This is a cozy fantasy novel, which I've never heard of before this book, and I already know that I'm going to need more books like this. I feel like reading this book is going to feel like I'm inside of an ambiance video. Just a cozy medieval cafe, crackling fireplace, steam coming off of the coffee mugs. In my head, I'm imagining snow falling outside the windows, but I have no idea what season this is set in. This is about an orc that decides to stop fighting and open up a coffee shop, and I'm just ready for all of like the cozy day-to-day running a coffee shop vibes, lots of baking, and I think there's also a female-female romance that I'm very excited to read. So I've had this on my TBR for a long time and I'm excited to finally get to it. So I'm on Keisha's reading sprints right now. There's been one sprint and it's about to end. And so while that's been happening, I had dinner and then I started editing the video that I filmed today. And while that's been happening, I've been watching Gwen's Patreon video. It's one where she listened to Midnights for the first time as a non-Swiftie, and it is so entertaining. I feel like I was kind of part of her experience because she remembered that I made a TikTok to Bejeweled doing like the dance, and so she kind of talked about that for a second, so that was fun. I'm not done yet. She's listened to the whole album at this point and she's just trying to like rank them and stuff. I was going to stop editing for this next sprint and read a little bit, but I'm honestly kind of feeling like I want to keep editing. So I know I said I was going to read Legends and Lattes tonight. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen. Hi, this is Editing Summer. I'm deciding to end the video here, so I'm sorry if that's kind of abrupt, but it was just getting way too long. I am planning on doing weekly reading vlogs for the entire month of December though, so next week there will be another video like this, and I'm going to pick up kind of where this one left off. So you'll still get to hear my thoughts on the books that I was reading in this video. I'm hopefully gonna make those Christmas ornaments in the next video. You'll get to see a little bit of like what we did for Thanksgiving up at my parents' house and stuff, so that should be out soon after this one. If you did make it this far though, leave a Christmas tree emoji in the comments since I decorated the Christmas tree in this video. But thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one.